So with the old version, I was frustrated that I couldn't zoom in on the Google Maps. So I switched over to using leaflet.js, which is a mapping library, and openstreetmaps for the tiles. And so if I just show you a single ride, we now have a slightly different styled map and nice big old marker with a little shadow, which is kind of cool. Everything else is the same. You can see the data. You can see it, moving on the plots. So all I changed was this. If we do something like rollerblading, the reason I like it is I can zoom in. And so you can see that I spend a lot of time at this hockey rink. So let me just zoom in on the hockey rink. So when we animate, we can actually see a little more detail of what I did in that hockey rink. It's kind of crazy. So I love it. You can zoom in and see everything you want. And if you have multiple files, so let's do 2 rides home from work. I stopped and visited a friend for a while and fell way behind. And so you can, do these nice comparisons. With each one, the hover works to tell who's who. So I couldn't get the colors to match. It's tricky to get the colors to change in Leaflet. But this one is today, and this one is yesterday. And again, you can sort of zoom in to see better, sort of what's happening as it goes up this super steep hill. So this is a hill that we're steeply going up. So let me watch the other guy. Right, we're going up this hill. It's tough work. And then here comes the other one up the hill. So I really like the zoom. And it works really great. So let me show you how it works. So when you first hit the new files, let me just get rid of this. When you first hit the new files, what happens is read all files, which is right here, happens. And every time I hit it, I need to sort of clear everything out. So I clear the colors and the file names, and then I say, hey, if the map exists, remove it. So this is a leaflet thing. Then I set the map to null, and I set all the markers to blanks. And then the only change I had to do, actually there's no change, I just had to grab this map scale because I still need the map scale. It turns out the calculation of the where to put the center and where to do the zoom works. And so apparently all these mapping things do it the same way, which is that the full equator should fit in 256 pixels. And so zoom works from there on. So then init gets run. So let's take a look at init. We can see how the map got made. So you do this map, l.map map, and this is the name of the div where you need to put it. And then set view, I just grab the center that I calculated and the zoom that I calculated. Where does L get defined? Well, L gets defined by their script file, which you can just load with this right here. Bam, that works just fine. You also need to grab their CSS one, that was right above it. And then, so you set the map, and then you have to grab where do you get your tiles from, where I'm getting my tiles from OpenStreetMap. So OpenStreetMap has some limitations, but a little testing like this is never going to be a problem. I'm not sure what this max zoom does. I just left it at 19, seemed to be fine. And you have to do this after attribution stuff. The attribution is this stuff in the corner. So you have to do that. And so then I add the tiles to the map. And then for all of the data, which has already been loaded in, I grab all the latitude and longitudes, just make it into an array of lats and longs. And then I make what's called a polyline, and I set the color by the appropriate color, and then I just add it to the map. And then I set the marker at the very initial location for every single one, add it to the map, and then I collect that into an array so that later I can just update the location of the marker. So what happens down here in draw, which is the animation thing, is right here. I go through all the markers and I say, hey, set the latitude, longitude to the new location, please. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Super easy. Works great. So again, choose file. You can do things that are really far apart. So let's do a ride from home and one of my scenic, up north rides. So if I open those are pretty far apart. You can tell that the marker just doesn't fit there. And you can animate it, which is incredibly boring because you can hardly see anything going on. But I don't know if you can zoom while the animation's happening. Apparently you can. We can go up here and we can zoom in on one of them. And whoops, and oh, this looks like a hike. And then you can just run the animation again. And so then you can see that the other one's happening. We're just not down there. This was an incredibly buggy hike, by the way. Lots and lots and lots of biting flies. But we made it. So anyways, I think it's working really great.